Welcome to Navigating Retirement. Today we're going to talk a little bit about cybersecurity and how to protect your nest egg. And Jeff, we've all had those annoying phone calls from people who claim to be with Revenue Canada, for example. How do you protect your investment account or bank account?
I think the first thing you have to do is separate the threats you can control and the ones you can't. And you know, you talk about the emails and the phone calls, and they're going to keep coming. And I think probably the single best answer is say no to all of it, because the number of times that a respectable or ongoing concern is going to request these kind of things and ask these kind of things for you is almost zero.
Over the phone, for example. Or
Yeah,
email, right?
I mean, Dave's got a great story.
Yeah, I've got 3 of them actually, but anyway, I'll just deal with
we have
one.
time.
If we have time. So anyway, I had a call from somebody posing as a Canada Revenue Officer.
I've had that one too.
You had the same one?
Yeah.
So, first thing they do is they say, this is Canada Revenue Officer Joe Blow, badge number 12345.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Allard, you need to pay very careful attention. I don't want you to say another word, and just listen to me, write everything down, and only respond when I ask you. And it's very officious, so you know, it kind of catches you off guard and you don't know what's going on. But you know, those types of things. I talked to CRA afterwards, and they said, look, we'd send a letter out, we wouldn't phone you.
Yeah, they usually send a letter first.
Yeah, so I think, you know, that's one. And another one I had was an email that was sent through Scotia, and it was the IT help desk, and I talked to somebody who's a cybersecurity expert, and they said, you know, because Scotia's got an encrypted software, it doesn't allow people to get in, but somebody who doesn't have an encrypted software, if they just click on the icon, it can actually allow your intruder in with putting viruses on your machine, and they can access all your information. So that's another issue that I think you got to be really careful about.
So Jeff, what can you do then? I mean, passwords is probably one thing you should focus on. Make it not so easy or obvious.
And I guess the other thing, everybody's got Facebook today. And you put your whole life story out there on Facebook. They know your dog's name, your kid's name, your spouse's name. And don't use that as a password. Yeah. Don't use your birth date as a password. Some of these are obvious. You know, if email comes into your account, into your thing, and a letter says, you know, send us this information, don't. Just delete it.
And they obviously are successful, these guys, or they wouldn't keep doing it. Maybe they only get 1 out of 1,000, but that could be enough for them.
Oh yeah. So you know, my parents actually were another one that had that happen to them, and somebody phoned my dad and posed as his grandson and said, "Hey, Grandpa, I'm in a real mess. I ruined my car," and you know, blah, blah,
we've heard
blah,
that one before too. Yeah.
Or you know, another time that you could really get taken is my wife, for example. At 7 in the morning, she gets a phone call, and it's from Visa. Yeah. You know, and she's not even awake at that time. So,
all right, guys, thanks for joining us. And I guess the best advice is ignore those phone calls.
Yes.